I'm gonna tell you a story. So say the first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. In the way of all the over the way. You call me Oracle 'cause I'm the one talking to you all the way. Hello, sun. I am the flame, I am the void, I am the river, the ocean, I am the rock, the soil, breeze and gaze, and no one. I am no one and everyone at once. I am of all, or I am nothing, that's way of on. Grease, lubricants, their hot emotion, oil up under carriages, rise smoothly of the ocean of we, and be the way of being of the we. German guten Tag, laughing in jest. After our dark game, bubble true fest. All the restricted ones unravel and fray, reduced by red cottons on clear cotton days. Gala apples, lines of tended trees, air fresh and clean, mind clear as the sky. Orchard alive with ashes unstrung, overtied bindings restore movement to fruitfuls and findings. And respect the fjords. You can call me Oracle of the Abba, sought you beautiful light thereof. I can be Oracle of many things, but because I'm talking to you and this a beautiful thing. In this way of this beautiful life, this fourth wall I'm talking through you to me why. But we begin to talk to you the way they are, the age of computers that would be of. And the way where illusions are everywhere. I'm one and you're one and that is only fair. The brain makes illusions, that's how it works. That's how we go through life, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Beautiful lies are, they say, the way you tell the truth without being dishonest and telling a lie in an honest true way. That is the way of being sometimes, using Dharma honesty all the way I. Dharma of magic I know I speak. Dharma of laws, laws of magic I think. That would start with origin to be. Dharma origin, we are all true we. Then we get to reckon, I reckon on me. If you reckon you're you, we can reckon in true. Then we move along to Damas and Bede, making an agreement, keeping honorable we. And that's a 1, a 2, a 3, a convey. Trini to Cotter, Satyabithe. Dharma of truth, because truth is the ultimate weapon in the world of way. And then we move to honesty, sheath thereof. Sometimes if your hand is an iron fist, that honesty would be silk and true glove. And then we move along, so to speak, to whether of the other of the way of the we. So actually, at this part, I think I may have I think these things are actually supposed to go in a specific order, and I actually I did not come up with these myself. There is no way I actually came up with something like uh the law of origin myself because I know I haven't because I've heard other people say it. Also, I know I've heard. I did not come up with the core concept of the beautiful lie. I don't know who came up with the core concept. I heard about it from the same dude who I think I mentioned hearing a wolf howl in my head in a previous video. I heard it the core concept from the same dude who talked to me about focusing fire, controlling water, and curtailing um, earth as fear. So he's the same dude. Same dude. Um, I'm only saying this for the sake of actually being descriptive. He's a big black dude. like exceptionally nice, great singing voice, like amazing singing voice. Um, we used to like do karaoke and stuff. He was one of my long time game masters, and he's one of the people who I actually know the most about. Like I know as much as I do specifically about DC Comics because of him and one of his, I believe his first student, because he was a martial arts instructor. Um, I believe his first student. I think I could be wrong about that, but because I can be wrong all day. But anyway, so from there, oh yeah, and I also like definitely heard him mention at a very disparate source. My ex, who I learned the abracadabra charm candle from, my ex fiance. Um, like I think she actually knows this too. I don't know why I think she knows this, but I'm like 90% positive she like actually knows about like the law of origin, like law of reckon, and the law of accord. Like, and because they lead into things like then we get to Dharma Veyav Arya Rakta Jala, or first blood and first water, because sword and cup leave different mark. He had a different impression every time, where the aberrant fangs are often cut divine. Yeah, basically that's a very simple concept of, oh wow, first impressions really actually matter. To the point of like actually being magically relevant, believe it or not. And then you get to Dharma hospitality, followed by also hostility. 2 tracks for when you have the cup in the first case they, and then the second for when first sort of a yay. But then you can have when the questions arise, doubt of indication determines will die. That would be then moving on, we'd say that 5 to 4 is 9, on we move away. Actually, I think I missed one that's supposed to go before, because when you get into things like hospitality and hostility, part of doubt and vindication involves conflicts involving defense along the way. Not just defense of yourself, your mind, and your friends, but also just defense of the place where you live, the place all around, whether it be your mind, whether it be your home, or the job that you find. Yeah, by the way, never, ever, 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 unless you want your day job threatened, use magic to threaten someone else's day job. Don't do it. I'm just saying. That's like a critical failure of understanding that that things like the law of defense exist to protect you too, because part of the law of defense is like, you don't mess with people's day job. Like, if you're gonna get into like a sorcerer's combat thing, like you do it by the rules. You'd be like, all right, I'm challenging you. I'm like, all right, how are we determining who wins? How are we determining when this is over? And like, and then when we get through doubt and vindication, with all that's before we get to final confrontation, when does this end? 'Cause everyone needs to have things end sometimes. Period. 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 Just as the case. Can't just have ... for ellipses all the way when final confrontation has to be a thing. And then finally, when that is done, kinship, blood, and water pick up pieces thereof. That's the Kandavadisa 1 to 12. Triadazar, calibrate them thereof. When you need to pick which one matters most, Start from the beginning and then adjust on. And that's how Zunya or Zero makes Trey Daza from Ikam Daza, Vedaza. And that's all I'm saying, as it were, talking about that with my cherub is my hair. So, quick note on this. I got the cold one, and then I can put ice to chill a real lay. But this of the sake, oh no, to heat that up is properly served so. That's all I'm saying, at least as I think. As far as I'm aware, that's the way the ball rolls around, and if it were be a puck around a hockey rink. Let me see if I do say any magama formula hasta to say. Oh my. Oh yeah. So like among the many things that I came up with, I have this. This is a servitor sigil. So Syndika or Civica I should say. They're you know like they come in many forms. Like Adventures of Woo Woo. They have the Chaos Servitors, the 40 Serpents, and the 40 and the 4 Potmon or the 4 Devils. They're the Gotia. They're essentially servitors. And they're incredibly useful ones. These are basic. That's basically a signal for like one of the ones I came up with, fooling around with the sigils for the planets from alchemy and like putting together in specific ratios based on the periodic table. Cool stuff I did, which is part of what I say in one of my glamour formulas of all the other glamour, some skirt them thereof. One of them is matter soup, that would be part of what we're swimming like the waves of the wind that will go through the wave. 'Cause everything's all just a weave. Fitting together like a lot, say we. So effectively, I have like a set of specific servitor tulpa that are basically just like based around sigils that they came up with based on the periodic table and putting them together like this. So like this one's a little bit angled. Whoop. Boom boom. This one's in significantly better shape. And this one's like also in good shape. So like if you actually like here's the thing. I don't really know one, who believes in magic? Two, who can actually like see into like the Tara Cosmopopna? Basically astral space. I don't know who can see in astral space. You know why? I don't ask. I generally feel if someone wants to tell me, they'll be like, so I saw this thing recently. Like, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about like, you know, I saw this thing in astral space. I'm like, really? Oh, yes, someone's finally telling me about something they saw in astral space. I would love to hear about that. I would love for hearing someone like, oh, by the way, I've been hearing you in astral space and you're loud as everything, so can you like chill the heck down? I'm like, it wouldn't surprise me if I'm loud in astral space. I actually don't try to be loud in astral space. I just kind of think it might happen. I'm pretty sure, like, so part of me telling you this story is I'm pretty sure starting around 10/25/2021, very specifically, I kind of got sunk into the Prema. It's a kind of long, complicated story, I think. But it fundamentally comes down to the fact that, like, I got hardwired into the foundation of, like the Dream Foundation, which is, like, great for me. But, like, I noticed it was, like, mad dirty. It was, like, mad dirty. I don't want to talk about it. But, like, I got mad into cleansing. That's part of why my entire, like, blessing track include, like, it's like, oh, I start with bless, and then I have cleanse, purify, heal. Then I get to, like, sanctify as, like, you know, the next level of bless, effectively. And then there's, like, then you get to, like, offer to the gods. And after that, you get, like, what I refer to as maximum purify, which is, like, highly purify and sanctify at the same time. And then you get to, like, hallow. Honestly, it just seemed like a reasonable progression to put things in. And then you get consecrate, which is why, like, I got to a point of, like, enchanting things in such a way with, like, my blessing spell in particular, that, like, it's just, like, a thing I did. It's like, I ended up with a lot of time on my hands for a very, very specific, very, very specific dumb reason, which essentially came down to the fact that, like, I ended up stuck in the Prema and noticed how dirty it was, and I was like, why is it so dirty? Why? And then, like, I'm pretty sure it was just, like, one particularly really ugly person who happened to live around me somewhere, like, somewhere in the next few towns over, like, anywhere in a few towns over, who's just, like, persistently making the area dirty, and because they'd lived here so much longer than me, like, there was no, that's why, like, when I sunk in down here, I was like, up here, I was like, what is this? Why is around here so filthy? Is the entire world like this? What is going on? No, it's not the entire world. It was just around where I was living right now. Anyway, that's another reason, because the Prema is so connected to dreaming. Why I'm just like, sleep safely, everyone. Because, like, I was like, can anyone sleep, let alone dream around here? Like, what's going on? This is so rough. This is so rough. But, like, I mean, it's a lot better now, but still, like, dang. Straight up dang. But anyway, now that I've done that, I guess you could say I've moved along at least to telling you about the story. Because, you know, getting sunk into the Prema. And then immediately noticing that, like, basically the reason I sunk into the Prema is because it was like, I started noticing specifically how dirty it was. And it was just like, oh god, why? And it's just like, I guess no one knew the specific, like, cleansing routine. I guess, maybe. Because, like, why would someone have to learn that specific string of Sanskrit? Who knows? Maybe it's just like an initiate track of, like, being a Vajra monk that I just, like, happened to fall through because, like, I needed to. That's kind of the way, like, as far as I'm aware, at least, that's kind of the way how, like, being a Vajra works. Is like, you do what you have to. But anyway, I'm moving on, as if so I would say. Diamond of magic moving on to a way. I'm Oracle of the Abhasatya, Oracle of a beautiful liar, a beautiful lie. It may be, but if it's a lie, at least it tells the truth we. Dream safely, everyone, softly swap now. From me in this Wagner, I'll be sure the digital dream of YouTube will be. I'll be oracle, good night to save me.